Hello, welcome to my dealership, and this is my big epic fail. Now, what makes this car a fail? Well, first off, y'all have seen the body, right? Paint isn't great at all by any means, but that's not really its biggest issue. Cosmetically, yeah, it might not be the prettiest car ever, but it's an Accord. It's meant, these are cheap. It's an older Accord. These are meant to be cheaper cars. They just drive. They're a basic point A to point B car. So where did I really mess up? Figure that out. We gotta first go and jumpstart the car. Now let's go get the keys. Oh wait, hold on. They're already in here. And they don't come out. Why is that? Well, let's try this. It's turned on. This car honestly sounds pretty good, revs up, and drives pretty good too. The issue lies here. Now, what happened here is a question that I asked myself a couple of times too. The car is right now in neutral, as y'all can see, and there's no way to get into reverse. This is the shift lock, and even if you press it down, it won't go forward, as I will now demonstrate. So look, no, even if I'm pushing the shift lock down, this refuses to go into reverse no matter how hard I try. It'll go into drive and D3 or whatever, and it'll go right back into neutral, but it won't go into reverse. Now, normally, when I go to an auction, I'm able to check these cars out in person before I bid on them. Funniest thing is, this car came from Orlando, Florida. Now, for a car to come from Orlando, Florida, I had to bid online. And I was provided maybe 7 or 8 pictures. And that's what I was forced to reference and bid on it. Basically, sight unseen. I just knew it ran and drove. And when it got here, this is where I realized the issue. Usually issues like this don't arise when the normal auction schedule is there, that hey, you go in person, you check these cars out, then you bid on them. Now I'm forced to look at maybe 6, 7, 8 pictures sometimes before I get to bid on these cars, as I'll show. So for an example, I'll choose this 2013 Honda Civic, right? Now this is a pretty expensive car, and 10 photos. Now if someone's buying a car for $10,000, $12,000, and yeah, that was one good interior shot, but this isn't enough to judge everything. And especially in the damage, okay, this one is like a really nice aerial shot, but usually for the gear shifter area, it's always from the side. And it just looks, hold on, I'll give you guys an example of that too. Let's look at another Civic. And see, look, if my car had that damage, it just wouldn't have been noticeable at all. And so that's where we made the mistake. Having such limited pictures and only having, 1 or 2 interior shots, 4 or 5 body shots, and maybe 1 pictures of potential damages, it's really hard to make a very educated decision. But at the same time, if I want to get cars right now, especially at this time where cars are going crazy expensive, I got to take that risk. The reason I say that it might not be a transmission issue is because it's just not going into reverse physically. Meaning the gear shifter won't allow it to go into reverse. However, this transmission may very well still have its reverse gear, and it probably functions like normal. So I did some research on this amazing platform called YouTube, and as usual, I'm not the only person in the world that has had this issue. And there are people that are referencing something called a brake switch. It's right underneath, and it's where the shift lock doesn't disengage or something, because the brake isn't pressed. Because when you press the brake, that's the only time you can go into reverse or drive. This car just isn't registering that my foot's on the brake. So I'm thinking about ordering one and just installing it and see what happens. Right now, with the limited resources I have, I tried doing the best diagnosis possible, and that's, I guess, what we're gonna do. So I have that part ordered. As soon as the part arrives, I guess I'll be doing a part 2 to this video. We're gonna do an install, and we're gonna see if this actually solves our issue. And besides that, overall, you guys can look Now there is this hose that is not connected to the overfill tank, which we can definitely get replaced. It looks like there's a little bit of oil on the alternator, I guess. So there's probably an oil leak coming from somewhere. Maybe because the power steering pump is drenched. There might be a little bit of a power steering leak. But overall, I mean, these are all very, very minor issues that we can solve. And they're all relatively inexpensive. But the main thing is, the drivetrain. Is the engine transmission good? As long as that's good, we can work around any issue. So if y'all enjoy this and want me to make a part 2, please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, do whatever y'all want. And I hope to see y'all next time. Thank you.